Suicide Squad Isekai is something I never honestly thought about. I've heard about it because Tappei writes ReZero, and ReZero is my pride and joy in terms of what I love. But the point of this video is I am behind. I know I'm behind. I want to apologize because I actually moved places. So moving was a bitch, and that kind of drew a lot of that time. But who the hell posts 3 episodes in one go? I am questioning the sanity of America media, because why do they keep doing this stupid shit? Not the point, that's a different subject. Anyway, so I'm gonna go over the first 2 episodes right now. Gonna try to not overbloat this video, and then the next 2, because I find it enduring. I do find this kind of funny, and I do have criticisms of it. But let's go over each episode, and I will kind of talk whether or not this is good or this is cringe. First episode. Honestly, it's what I expected. It starts off kind of all over the place. We have Harley Quinn doing her thing, which I'd like to point out. Erebus0037 has mentioned to me that she kind of looks like an 18-year-old. Although I will agree with him on the fact that Joker looks kind of batshit crazy. Like, yes, the Joker is supposed to be a nut job, but this look, yeah, I don't know. I need some time with it. I mean, I get the whole smile thing, I guess. Constantly smiling, yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. The eyes are kind of weird as hell. I mean, Harley Quinn looks cute as an anime girl Harley Quinn would look. But, yeah, we basically have them doing their shenanigans. And then Amanda Waller not digging the look. More specifically, not digging the pink attire. It doesn't fit her. She's an aggressive hard-ass bitch who will do anything to succeed at whatever the fuck she's working on. And I don't know. I'm just not vibing with this one. Also, I want to make a note. I'm gonna mention something about the English dub. It's fine, I guess. I haven't heard the sub while doing this review, but I will make a mention. I don't know. Harley Quinn is fine. Joker, kind of overplaying the role, I guess. I don't know. Feels off. I mean, does a better job than Jared Leto, so, I mean, that's win, I guess. And then I don't really dig Amanda Waller. Like, I don't know, the voice doesn't sound correct. It sounds weird, but I'm not going to criticize it. They're doing a good job. I'll give it that. It's just, I don't know, not my style of things. But speaking of Amanda Waller, yep, they're doing experiments. They create the damn portal because she's a fucking psychopath. And then let's go straight to Harley Quinn stuff. Harley Quinn and Joker having a weird vibing discussion is very, very unnerving. Harley Quinn being able to detect that these guys aren't who they say they are and essentially calling in their BS. I can buy that. She is a smart character. And I can see her kind of being able to tell something's off. Even though the irony is Joker doesn't really love her. I guess in this version they kind of do. I don't know. This feels like all over the place. I will give it that. The fight scenes actually kind of give it some leeway. Especially when Katana comes in looking like a literal anime girl and starts completely pushing Harley back. And just as things seem like they've cooled off, well, she knocks her out, which was actually pretty fucking funny. And obviously we have Amanda Waller recruiting her first before getting all the others. Harley Quinn eating pizza was funny because me and my bird were literally watching it and we were eating pizza. I will not say which one because this one will get me killed. But anyway, so we do meet the group. And on first glance, we already knew it was Deadshot. We were debating about this one, which was eventually revealed to be Peacemaker, which honestly I should have freaking remembered. But then we have this character, the Muzan wannabe, or I guess Michael Jackson wannabe as well. And yeah, he's Clayface. Like, I'm kind of curious. I don't remember in the comics Clayface ever being a part of the fucking Suicide Squad. So, I mean, dude's okay, I guess. The only criticism I will give this episode is the pop culture references. Those are kind of off, especially with Harley Quinn mentioning Lord of the Rings and then Clayface mentioning Alice in Wonderland. Like, I'm kind of just dumbfounded by it, because why the fuck are villains making those kind of references? Like, okay, I guess they have hobbies that aren't fucking murdering people, I guess. But anyway, yeah, Amanda Waller threatens them, gives them the rules of how their bombs work. Obviously, Deadshot threatens her. She could give two shits about that. Everyone that isn't the main character dies after crashing, which sounds appropriate. And yeah, we get another fight scene with everyone kind of showing off their abilities. King Shark makes one of the greatest fucking entrances, because the dude literally massacres all these orcs. It's just a pure massacre. Like, all of them are quite above average human level, if not superhuman, with Deadshot being quite good with his shots. Hell, they made a good animation with one of his shots of killing one of the leaders of orcs there. And then, obviously, all of them getting imprisoned because Peacemaker just murdered everyone, I guess. I don't know. It is a funny scene of how Clayface is so fucking excited for this, and then for some fucking reason decides to say, we are in an Isekai. I'm like, my dude, why do you know this shit? Like, seriously, why do you know this shit? That doesn't make... I mean, okay. I don't know. It's funny where he's all excited and it's just they're in jail, which I guess it's appropriate. And then Katana is with the villains. I don't know. This shit is somewhat interesting, because I did not think I would be invested in something that felt very off. I mean, granted, they could do something to fuck it up, but that was the first episode. Moving on to what is the second episode, we have politics, which I am not surprised, considering that the queen is being the aggressor, and apparently there's this war going on. A hero that kind of used the squad as useful. The princess, who kind of has some sympathetic views on them. Like, we have everything in the beginning part, which... obviously, this war thing is got me curious, because I kind of wonder what factions. Is it just the orcs versus the humans? I don't know. It is interesting to note. Before we just go back to the prison, which, yes, this episode is a prison riot episode. I am not surprised. I will still say, hearing Clayface just talk Isekai and all this and that, I don't know. Feels a bit overkill to have him be that type of character. Though the self-centered prick who's an actor, that feels I can kind of buy. So, having his Isekai protagonist ego, he tries to escape on his own, which pisses off his teammates, and yeah, he gets caught and his powers are neutralized. Which, yeah, I like this banter, I guess, between this team. It feels like they genuinely are a startup team, not necessarily ones that can rely on each other, but one that mostly they have to out of necessity for their survival, since they still have the bomb issue. And we move on into the whole cafeteria stuff, where one of the big giant orcs literally threatens the group. Clayface attempting to communicate, or assuming what is giant fella is trying to tell them, even though it's literally they don't understand each other. They don't speak the language of humans, and well, they don't understand jack shit. So this goes into a whole different dilemma of Clayface using his acting skills and trying to read the room, attempts to communicate in a peaceful way, only to get punched, which causes a literal fight to break out. Though it's pretty nice seeing all of them showing off their skills, their physical prowess with Harley Quinn. You see, the thing is, I feel like this is, again, Harley Quinn's the main focus of it all. Even though we have Mr. Clayface, who is the so-called Isekai expert, trying to take center stage. I did forget to mention that there was a scene, a dream sequence, showing Harley at this stage of her villainous career being infatuated with the Joker. Now, whether the Joker does like her or not is up for debate right now, but I'm just going to assume as long as she's useful, he's willing to put up with her shenanigans. But since she's missing, kind of wonder what he's up to. But back on topic, we do have them get thrown out into a different cell where they meet an Argus agent
named Rick Flag, which, yeah, he was one of the first few who entered the portal with a team, and it all went to shit because obviously he's the remaining survivor. And it's funny because the only reason he even knows that they can communicate is because they all speak the same language, so they come from the same world. Moving on, we do have them work together in order to cause the prison breakout stuff, which, yes, animation wise, once again, it actually looks good, a bit off with some scenarios, but it still looks cool having all of them fight. Obviously, I like the whole King Shark is somewhat able to befriend or somehow controlled to a small degree, because he's like a child per se, so it gives me Suicide Squad 2 movie in terms of like live action. Still, it is pretty wholesome seeing this. We see the princess and the knight hero kind of speaking about certain things, showing where they kind of stand about the Suicide Squad. And it's funny because this conversation does lead into this said knight to eventually arrive to the prison, only to see it obviously completely captured by all of the prisoners. So yeah, that's how the episode ends, in a very interesting note. Now, I get it, episode 3 and the drop of episode 4 recently. I will cover them, because you know what? I might give this a chance. Like, yeah, it's still weird. It is still very slow, per se. And it has things I desperately feel like were unneeded. I mean, look at this. Was this really necessary? This isn't even part of her character at all. This is just fucking weird. But anyway, I think overall this is fine. This leads into a nice 7.5 to 8 out of 10 episodes. They're both pretty much, their actions are strong. The dialogue is fine. It's just a few things that I really have issues with. But other than that, it was okay. I'll give it that. It was okay.